Hi guys, it's Shami. So today we are going to transform our old grungy falling apart brushes into really pretty brushes that we'll be proud to have on our art table. So this is a really fun project. All you need is a couple things and you will really enjoy the process. I did do a test of this before I showed it to you because I wanted to make sure that you would still be able to use the paint brushes. So I have a ton of paint brushes, and what happens is that they start to peel apart. So the paint starts to peel off of them because I leave them in water and things like that. And they just kind of look a little grungy looking, which I don't mind too much, but especially the ones that have the paint peel off. I have had where I'll get splinters or something like that. So it's really nice if they have some kind of coating on this part of the paintbrush. So I have a ton of them, I'll show them to you, that are kind of like that. So after a while they start like peeling up a little bit, just because you leave them in the water and you use them a lot, so they do tend to get a little bit beat up. And I am definitely guilty of putting paintbrushes, only the ones that I use that are in my studio, in my mouth sometimes. Like when I'm painting or something, I'll just stick them in there. So yeah, sometimes the paint will peel off of this part of the paintbrush. So I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to help you with that, in case you have this problem too. And a lot of these brushes I really love. I use them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They've been cleaned out pretty well. And after you kind of use brushes, you can get really cool effects with them. So I try not to throw away my brushes. I did give my friend who's a teacher a big load of brushes that I never use, but definitely the ones that I have in this gorgeous container are ones that I use all the time. Like they're my everyday brushes. I have a ton of them, different sizes, like even that, the paint's starting to peel off a little bit on this one too. So that's like an ongoing problem. Okay, so we are going to fix that. And if you have the ones that have plastic on them, those are usually fine because they're usually just plastic and they're not like painted on, but the paint does crack over time. So we are going to fix that. So what I did was I did kind of a demo of these because I wanted to check and make sure that you would actually be able to use the paint brushes, like dip them in water without any of the paper peeling off. So they're actually like collage little brushes. And I love this paper. And it's on there very good. They do have a nice shiny coating on them too. I don't know if you can tell. You can see a little bit of the glare, but they work really, really well, and it's super simple to do. So let me show you how to do it. So what you're going to need is you will need Decoupage Papers. I am using my DecoArt's Decoupage Papers, and they're really, really nice. They're really thin, and they come in a lot of really beautiful varieties. So I will link those below. So like really fun patterns and really vibrant patterns. So I have a whole stack of those and I hoard these, but I thought I would definitely, I'm going to use them for this project, a little bit of them, because then I can look at all the pretty papers. And then I'm going to use my DecoArt's Americana Decoupage glue in gloss. This is a glue and a sealer, so that's what we're going to put the tissue on with, or the thin papers on with. And then you're also going to need some type of sealer. You want one that's pretty thick and that won't let the water seep in. So DecoArt has this wonderful thing, and I used the last of mine, and actually I wasted it, so I had to put it in another bottle. But they have DecoArts. It comes like in a bottle like this, and it's dishwasher safe sealer and glue. I will link that below, and it comes in a container, and I used the last of mine, and then I poured the bottle or something happened. So this was what I was able to save. So we'll be using a little bit of that. And it does actually put a really nice coating on your brush, and it kind of waterproofs it. So you need some kind of sealer like that. I don't think that it would be enough if you just sealed it with the glue and the sealer, like just the regular like glue like this. I think that you need something a little bit more Elmer's or anything like that. So you could also use something called Triple Thick, and this is another DecoArts product. So this is DecoArts Americana Americana, triple thick, and it's a gloss glaze, so you could use something like that too. So, and they also come in a spray too, but this has a really thick coating, and if you get water on it, it won't let your medium peel off or anything like this. I love sealing my decoupage projects with this stuff. It's wonderful, and it lasts for a really long time, and it's a great product. So let's get started. Sorry for the long-winded introduction, but I had a lot to explain to you. So what you're going to do first is you're going to cut off a piece of your paper. So I'm going to use this one, and we'll do a couple of them. And you just need a strip, right? So maybe about, like, I don't know, what is this like? You guys know that I am so not a measurer, but I am measuring for you. So maybe about 1 centimeter thick. Yeah, about 1 centimeter thick. And you need a fairly long piece because we're going to wrap it around. And make sure that you're working on like a non-stick surface. And I just eyeball it. It's okay if it's a little thinner or a little thicker. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. And let's do another pattern. Which one do I like? I really love the yellow. I think that one's really pretty. But maybe I'll do a blue one here. And I'm going to do just 2 strips of this one. So I hope you guys are having a fabulous Tuesday. Sorry, I was going to make this a shorter video, but I think that it's going to be a little bit longer. But you guys seem to like them, so I'm not going to mess with a good thing. I just want to show you the project. So I am working on this surface here, and what we're going to do is we are going to, so pick whatever paintbrushes you want to coat. I'm going to pick just 2 of these, so maybe I'll do like this one and this one. And this is kind of just a glue brush. It's really about, it really is going to fall apart, but I will re-glue it and still use it because I like using this for my glue. So that's what we're going to use. And we are going to take some of this medium. Alrighty. And I start at here, so where the metal part hits the wood is where I will start. And I am going to wrap it around. And I will apply glue, and I'll just keep wrapping it and wrapping it. But I wanted to give you kind of a close-up so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. And let me bring you in just a little bit more too. There we go. Okay, so, oops. Let's try this. And you really don't want to get any glue on the metal barrel. So just butt right up against it. And this is kind of the hardest part of this process, which is really not that hard. Just take your time. You're just going to line it up right on that edge there, just like that. And you'll get maybe a little bit of seepage, but that's okay. This does take a little bit of time because you need to let it dry, and then you'll seal it with a thicker sealer. So we'll do this, and then you're just going to start wrapping it. And I like the wrap just because I like things that are easy. So if you wanted to do this where you like took 2 pieces of paper and put them together, that just seemed like it would take forever to me. So I did it this way. This is the way I do my decoupage pencils too. So it works really, really well. And I like kind of the wrapped look anyway. I think it's really pretty. So I'm just rolling it. And then I'll add a little bit more glue. I even go over it a little bit too. And your hands are going to get sticky. You can use gloves if you want. And you just need to make sure that you use a really thin paper. That's why these papers are so wonderful, because they are designed for decoupage, which is fun. And they come in so many cool patterns, so they're fun. Very good. And then we'll do this one. Yeah, but just a nice way to jazz up stuff in your art room. I always like looking at beautiful things when I'm creating. So I'm going to grab another piece, which I threw on the floor somewhere, which went a-flying. Here we go. Alrighty. So we'll do that and over, you know, and it's gonna have a little bit of wrinkles. That's okay. Or actually, this one doesn't have very many wrinkles because of this paper, but if you're using another kind of paper, it can have wrinkles, and that's okay. what makes them special, and it's just a great way to reuse something. I like to salvage things if I can. Really, really do. Okay, so we'll do this and that. And I taught you guys the E6000 trick too. So if like the head of your brush is coming off like this one, just put some E6000 and reattach it, and you're good. And that's waterproof and it works really, really well. So definitely, if you're on a budget, you got to do what you got to do. I've even seen people use masking tape, so whatever. And if it's a brush that you love, yeah, go ahead, do it. Because those are not very easy to find sometimes. And it's crazy because you fall in love with your brushes, like they do special things. Like I have a whole bunch of brushes that are very special that I'm like, I don't want to lose you. So it's good. Alrighty. Okay, and then at this point, I'm just going to wrap it around like that. Can you see that? So I'm at the very, very end, but there's a little bit of that wood showing there. So I'm going to generously put a lot of glue on there, and then I'm just going to wrap it around, wrap it around. And then I like to stick just a little bit of glue up there, and I'm just going to kind of push it down a little bit. Yeah. And then I just wrap this back down. Just like that. Perfect. Alrighty, so you can do like a 2 glue technique, so you could seal it with this, or you can just go right in with your thicker kind of varnish and do it that way too. I'm just going to go right in with this since it's a glue and a sealer and it's the same brand, so I don't have to worry. But it does have a thicker consistency. As you can see, it's nice and thick, and it will dry clear. So just go over it just like I'm doing. And it's designed to be dishwasher safe, so you can like glue thin papers onto plates and then you can actually use them in your dishwasher. So I think this would be a wonderful medium to use, either that or the triple thick, whichever one you prefer, and I will link both of them below so you can check them out. Wonderful, excellent. So we're just going to seal that up, and I'll do one more for you quickly, and that should be good. I'm just going to grab a baby wipe. Just to wipe off some of the glue that I got on the barrel there. And then all you do is just let them dry. Make sure that you don't let them dry like on anything that they can stick to, like paper or anything like that. Not saying that I did that, but I totally did, and it was a mess. So I suggest that you learn from my mistakes and don't do that. So I'm just going to put it over here. And this is just a little mat that I get from the dollar store. They're like the cutting mats, and it works great. So you can do stuff like that. And I'm so excited to pretty this brush up. It's going to be great. And you guys, I am totally happy now recording this video. I have had a stressful day. It's one of those days that I've been stressing myself out, being too hard on myself. I'm like, I need to get this done and this. I have a never-ending to-do list for my business and stuff. So yeah, I've just been hard on myself today, which normally, you know, over the past couple months, I've been just giving myself a break. I'm like, listen, you're just going to get done as much as you can get done. You're going to work really hard, and you're going to quit beating yourself up. So, and that's really helped. But today, it seems like I was just like not being really nice to myself. So, so I prayed. I did morning prayer, which always helps, you know, and, yeah, and it's just about doing a lot of small things. And I am proud of the things that I have accomplished. And, yeah, I just want to get everything done at one time. So, yeah, you have to be kind to yourself every once in a while. I mean, sometimes I do need a kick in the butt. But, oh my goodness, I'm using this glue. Oops. I was wondering, I said, well, this isn't going down as easily as the other one. Well, that's the reason. yeah, so, oops, I'm gonna tear off that piece here. Just like that. Perfect. And I hate when I'm like that to myself. It's not fun. Because I am a very critical person of myself, mostly. Now, it used to be of other people, which was not fun, which did not make me a fun person to be around, but I've definitely worked on that. So yeah, so now I have to work on that with myself too. So it makes me, so I'm glad that that I'm able to make a little bit of art. I think that always makes me less critical. And I was doing, you know, business stuff, which is no fun in general. So at least not for me. It's necessary, but not fun. So yeah, so it's fun just to sit back, make a video, share something fun with you guys. And after I'm done with this, I'm going to do a painting. I'm going to give myself a little break. And I'm going to paint one of my abstracts and just have a good time. And I'll just leave the administrative stuff until another day. And I did a lot, but I wanted to do more, of course. So we'll just kind of seal that up. I hope that this will make it to the tip. Please go to the tip of the paintbrush. Okay, let's see here. And I was looking for something, and I totally destroyed my craft room, so that's probably it too. And I'm like, well, you're gonna have to clean that up. And it was in the most obvious place. I did not even have to do so much damage, but it's okay. I keep things like in drawers and boxes and stuff like that, so when I'm looking for something, yeah, I have to put all that stuff back in. Okay, so let's just wrap that around like that. Oh, I watched the funniest movie on Netflix. It's called Bride for Rent. It's really funny. And it's about this guy. Like, he's kind of a jerk at first, and there's this girl, I think her name is Rosie, or Rocky, maybe Rocky. And she's just fun and full of life, and basically he's like trying to con his grandma so he can get his inheritance. And so because he does a lot of really foolish things with his money. So yeah, so he basically gets Ross, this girl, to marry him. And she has a family. Her mom died, and she takes care of her dad and her brothers. She has a whole bunch of brothers. And it's just a really cute story. And it was really funny. It was just fun to watch. And they end up falling in love, even though they like were trying to do this scam on the grandma. The grandma kind of figured it out, and she got the girl to help her so that he could fall in love, because he had a very painful childhood, and his dad did some really stupid stuff and hurt him a lot. So, you know, it's hard when people hurt you to open your heart again. So she opened his heart for him. So it's a really beautiful story, but it was really funny. It's great. So if you have Netflix, I suggest that you watch it. It has subtitles, but I love subtitles. I don't mind. It's from all my years in French class, even though I cannot speak French. But I took 3 years in high school, but we watched a lot of French films, so I got used to reading subtitles. I will totally do subtitles for a great movie. So it has some really nice ones. So we could do that. You could even add like glitter to these if you want. I'm going to keep mine pretty simple. And then all you do is let them dry. I took overnight for mine to dry the way that I wanted to, really, really good. But they turn out really great, and they have like this glossy look to them. And you can totally use them and dip them in water. This is one that's dried. I love that pattern. Isn't that pretty? And you can use it, and it's great, and dip it in the water, and it's fun, and you can paint lots of beautiful things with your pretty paintbrushes. So really fun tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry that it is a long one, but hopefully you'll still watch and enjoy it. And it's a really fun project, and I would love to see your paintbrushes. So like, I have a Facebook page. You can like tag me on that, or on Instagram. I'm on there all the time. Yeah, and I would just love to see, I would love to see your pretty paintbrushes. And I know that you guys will make this idea your own. You always come up with the best ideas, so it's fun. And I just love when people make stuff from my tutorials. I just think it's so wonderful. I love it. Like, please make stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. It makes me very happy. Okay, guys, so that's it. I'm going to do this little brush too, but I need to glue it in because it's falling apart. And I'm going to let this dry overnight, and I will have pretty brushes that I'm sure that you will see in upcoming videos. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you have a wonderful, creative day. And if you're being hard on yourselves, please don't be. Just let it go, take a deep breath, and come back to it another day. Okay? And I will see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Happy creating.